Mogul Motivation, educating and empowering entrepreneurs 1 week at a time, presented by True Stories Media. And I am your host, Antoine Twiz Taylor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening again to another episode of Mogul Motivation. I am happy that you are here. Today is going to be a great day for yourself. It's going to be a great day for me, and we're going to continue to make it happen. Today, I want to talk about the finish line, and it's quite simple. There is no finish line. You see, we have to understand the difference between having an end goal and the finish line. You see, the end goal is what you set out to accomplish. So when you start your business, when you first start this journey, you set out to accomplish a specific goal down the road. And when you accomplish that goal, you don't stop, you don't quit. You continue to try to get better at that goal. You continue to try to make it better and better. The finish line, however, is when you reach that goal and you just stop. You just think that you're on the top of the world and there's nothing left to do. I've made it. I can relax. I can chill for the rest of my days. No. Let's look at sports, for example. Let's look at some of the top contenders in the NBA and the NFL. In the NBA, you have the Golden State Warriors. You have LeBron and whatever team he is on currently, whether it's the Cleveland Cavaliers or the Miami Heat. You have the San Antonio Spurs. You have these organizations that's always contenders for the NBA championship every single year. In the NFL, you have the New England Patriots with Tom Brady. You have the Pittsburgh Steelers. You have the Seattle Seahawks. You have the Atlanta Falcons. You have these organizations, these teams that every single year, no matter what is going on, no matter who has been traded, no matter what has happened in the offseason, these organizations in these sports are always at the top of the list for contenders. Why is that? Because the culture of those teams and those organizations have been winning. They have a winning culture in those organizations. Okay, they're not like the New Orleans Pelicans. They're not like the Chicago Bears, unfortunately, and I'm a Chicago Bears fan. They're not like the New York Jets. These organizations have a winning culture, which means from the top on down, from the owners to the presidents to the general managers to the coaches to the players, they have a winning culture to where every year they want to win. It doesn't matter if they won a championship last year. It doesn't matter if they won a championship the past 10 years. They want to win every year regardless. They don't win one ring. They don't win one Super Bowl, one NBA championship and say, well, we won this year, so let's take next year off. Let's relax now. They don't say that, and they're never going to say that because they always want to win. That's how you have to be. You have to create a winning culture in your business and in your mind. A winning mentality in your mind to always go out there and win. No matter what goals you accomplish, no matter when you accomplish your end goal, you have to continue going forward. You see, I'm a millennial. I was born in 1988. Millennials as a whole, we're a very spoiled group of people. We feel entitled. We're always given ribbons for effort and just showing up, which makes us not want to win. It just makes us want to show up because we believe that we're going to get some type of accolades and some type of exposure for just showing up. No, that's not how the world works. And it's a tragedy that we was treated this way and raised this way. And we have become entitled, arrogant, and we always think that we should always get something for just showing up. No, you get something when you win. You have to win. So as a result, we become content with showing up. We grew up in a technology era versus all the generations prior to us who grew up in industrial eras. They grew up in eras where you really had to roll up your sleeve and you had to get dirty and you had to make it happen. You had to work. So as a result of us growing up in a technology era, information has become easier to access. It's never been a time in the history of the world where it's so easy to start a business on paper. It's never been a time where it's so easy to set up your corporation fees for your S Corp or your LLC or your sole proprietorship or whatever you want to do and start getting the ball rolling. It's easy now, but we've become lazy. We've become lazy because social media fame has become our real success. If you're listening to this podcast, you're not one of these millennials that I'm talking about because you're listening to this podcast with a goal and an intention. Social media fame has become what we live for. We live for the weekend. You're listening to this podcast because you don't live for the weekend. You live for the end goal. You live because you have ambition. You're proactive and you seek out information because you're ambitious. You constantly think and you find solutions to your problems because you have ambition. There will always be work to do when you have ambition. If your goal is to build a $20 million business, then when you build that $20 million business, when you reach that end goal, now you're going to want to build a $40 million business because that ambition is going to tell yourself, my end goal wasn't enough. I need to do a little bit more. I want to see if I can do a little bit more because they didn't think I could build this 20 million business in the first place. Now that I did it, I want to see if I can build a $40 million business because they don't think I can do that either. That's your ambition speaking to you. And ambition is a good thing. If your goal is to become the head of your department at work while running your business on the side, that's ambition. And when that day comes, you're going to want to become the vice president of your job and grow your business to supplant that income that you're getting, to supplant that salary that you're getting from your job. Because ambition is the fuel for all entrepreneurs and entrepreneurial-minded people. Because again, everyone might not be fit to run a business, but they can approach their careers with entrepreneurial minds. These are some of the people that I'm talking about as well. So even though you don't have a business, and even though you don't have any intentions on running a business, you can still approach your career with an entrepreneurial mind. You can still do that because you have ambition. You're not content with being at one level. You want to move up. You want to move up and constantly reach the top of the food chain. That's what you want to do. Because the reality is, ladies and gentlemen, like I said at the top of the episode, the finish line does not exist. Once you start this journey, it's a marathon that lasts for the rest of your life. And there's only two ways you can get out of this marathon. One, if you just simply quit. Or two, when your time expires on earth. When you're old and you've done all that you physically can do, that's when your marathon ends. Because entrepreneurs always find something else to do. We always find a problem to solve. So at this very moment, when you're early in your marathon, when you're just starting your business, or you're still in the beginning stages of figuring out what business you want to start, you're doing it with the intention to run the marathon. You're not going to quit. You're not going to go into this with the wrong reasons. You want to run that marathon because many people have quit and many people are running the marathon for the wrong reasons. They're running it to look cute, to take photo ops with other good looking people and post captions. They're doing it for the wrong reasons, to write well-written posts on Facebook and Twitter. That's not what entrepreneurship is about. That's not what this journey is about. That's not what the marathon is about. And that's why I'm always talking about social media, because it's really a curse when you think about it. Because this millennial generation that we are a part of, us as millennials, we think taking pictures and, making well thought out posts and captions, we think that's success. And it's not success. It's just a very good looking picture and a very well written post. That's all it is. Real success are the things that you don't see. The sweat, the bruised egos, the tears, the mental anxiety, and yet you continue to go forward through all of that. That's real success, ladies and gentlemen, and that's what brings you closer to your end goal and becoming a successful entrepreneur. So let's continue to work. Let's continue to imagine reality, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, let's remember that there is no finish line. When you accomplish your goals, when you accomplish your end goal, it's always going to be more work to do because you have ambition and we love to work. So have a great day, ladies and gentlemen. I'll talk to you next week.